All right, welcome to week 6 of the Coaches Show. As always, thanks, Coach Hoelting, for sitting down with me. Before we get into the Cheney game last week, we were just talking previously, had districts come out today for the next 2 years, and you were starting to talk to me about it, but I'd kind of like to get that on air and explain it to everybody, what we found out today, what things are going to be looking like for the next couple years, and going to be looking a little tougher, it sounds like.
Yeah. I think you're going to be real hard-pressed to find a 3A team with a tougher schedule than us the next 2 years, and that's, we'll definitely be battle-tested come playoff time, let's say that. But so they switched, 3A has been 48 teams for a while now, and then they switched it back to 40 this year. They took 8 teams off the bottom because they were trying to put more teams at 1A and stabilize that class because it was getting really low numbers. So they took 8 off 3A and 16 off 2A, and just kind of bumped and put 16 more in 1A. So with that, there's 8 5-team districts, which is a little different because then every team during district play has an off week, which was kind of a point of concern for us because you got to find a game of someone who has that exact off week. So there's not that many choices out there, and geographically you hope it makes sense and whatever. So it was as crazy as I've seen it. Every football coach and AD in the state is in Salina today. We were there this morning, and when they announced districts, they had 4 guys around the room that had papers. I mean, it was a mad scramble to try to go.
So what do you do then? You get yours.
There were hands all over.
So like, what was our bye week?
We saw right away. Well, we saw right away who our district was. So then I ran around and with Dave, Mr. Swank, we went and got all the people in our district together. And you're never going to get everybody to agree on, because someone's going to want week 5 off, someone's going to want week 4 off, someone's going to want week 8 off.
So you get to pick your week off?
Well, if everyone agreed, but it has to be 100% agreement.
So to start off, who's in our new district?
Okay. Well, we drew lots for our district. Our new district is, and I think probably universally regarded as maybe the best new district in the state. We have Nickerson in it, but besides that, if you look at this year's records, when we're not playing each other, because us and Cheney have already played just 17-1 in the district, 18-1 in the district, not playing each other. We've got Smoky Valley, Cheney, and then added Andale just for good fun.
Yeah, I saw that.
So you've got 2 of the top 3 ranked teams in the state, and then us are fringe top 5 this year, and then Smoky Valley, who's been ranked in the top 10 all year, 7th or 8th all year. So it'll be a challenge. It'll be a challenge. It'll be fun for our kids. One of those where you better gear up and get ready to play and strap it on tight on Friday nights. But then, so on top of that, we drew lots for open weeks. We were week 5, so Mr. Swank said, you go take care of that week, whatever it's going to be on the way up. We talked about it, and then he said, I'll start working on the first 3 games, which are non-district league games. So it just so happened I started going around. I saw Coach Barrett out of Hoelting said, hey, what's your open district week? He said week 5. He didn't really want to play us then because we both kind of agreed we're both real physical teams. In the middle of the district, it's kind of hard. You kind of want almost a heel up.
Right.
But that's kind of the way it worked out. We're not going to say no to a league team. Our other choice was Clay Center. That was the only other one that had an opening that we could find even remotely in this half of the state.
Yeah.
And obviously Hoisington's a league school, so it was a no-brainer. So we got Hoisington week 5, and then our off-district games, the league games that are still, we play the upper tier of the league. We got Larned, Heston, and Halstead for that. So we'll go first 2 games at home next year will be Larned and Heston, and then we go 3 on the road in a row with Halstead, Cheney, and Hoisington.
Well, that'll be a tough stretch of road games before you come back home and start district play.
Then we got Smoky. Well, district when we start week 4, Cheney's district play.
Oh.
And then Hoisington's off a week, and then
still getting used to this.
Right. So week 4 we'll start district play with Cheney. Then week 5 is Hoisington. That'll be off district game, and then we'll be back on districts again week 6 with Smoky Valley at home. Then we'll play at Nickerson, and then we got Andale at home to end the first 8, and then obviously playoffs after.
Nice cherry on top there with Andale to finish it off.
Right. Finish off that nice stretch.
Yeah. So, and that will be set for 2 years, is that right? Everything that got worked out today,
correct,
going to be a home and home for 2 years.
Right, 2 years. So the schedule will stay the same, and then home and away will just flip flop the next year. And we don't want three home or 3 away games in a row. It's just kind of the way it had to work out with everyone's schedule, unless we wanted to go 3-5 and 5-3, and we want to stay 4-4 with home games every year if we can for our seniors. So Yeah, I mean, it's, I tell our kids, it is what it is. We got to get better, and if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And we don't want to settle. We don't want to talk about, has Andale been good? Yeah, but they're not some mythical creature,
Right.
They've proven that they can be beat by Pratt. And so we got to work towards that end. We know they're going to be really good. I guess the good news is we talk to our kids, like we said, we're going to be battle tested. And when we come out of our district, the good news is if us and Andale go 1-2, then you don't see them again until the semifinals. If that works out. So it's going to be fun, but we got a lot of football left to play this year.
Yeah. That's a lot of looking forward, which you never like to do. So let's go back a little bit, kind of recap that 27-14 loss last week against Cheney. It was a big week, big game. It was the game of the week. It was homecoming week. Just a lot of different kind of noise from the outside surrounding that game. How much of that do you think came into play? My voice is killing me, so sorry if you're listening.
I don't ever want to blame anything on that's on me as a coach if I can't get us focused through that. So, a lot, but if we want to be good and we want to be one of the top teams in the state, and we do top programs in the state, we got to learn to play with that noise. It's going to be there if you're good every week. It's good to get attention, but you got to keep earning it and deserving it. And I thought our kids played really, really hard. Cheney's obviously a good team. I think they have the best player in 3A, one of the best quarterbacks in all levels. He's the real deal, and they have some really good receivers. I thought they upped their physicality against us much more than we'd seen on film. They brought it, and I thought our kids were physical. We just made a few too many execution mistakes, had a few too many turnovers, to beat a team like that in a game like that. But I was proud of our kids' effort, and like I told them, I think it's something we can learn from and grow from.
Yeah, going into that week, it was kind of both in that air attack that, everybody feared, but really, to me, their defense is what was really impressive, holding us to only 152 total yards. Was that
I think we had 152 rushing
yards. Sorry,
we were about 70 passing, about 220.
Okay, yeah,
not
but
really
our lowest numbers of the season so far, and that defense is really what stood out to me after that game.
Yeah, they played well. They gave us a different look, and and they kind of challenged us and said, we're pretty fast. We're going to see if you can get over top of us, and played up. So I think that was they give us a look we hadn't seen, and then sometimes when you do that, you press, you play a little too fast. And then you also try to start saying, well, what about this guy? I'm going to get him, instead of just going back to our basic rules, fundamentals, and blocking who we're supposed to block on the play we're supposed to block it, taking the path we're supposed to take when we're running, blocking whatever. And I thought we got out of that a little bit. That being said, they made it hard on us, but, first drive of the game, we had a couple mistakes and punted. They scored the second drive, though. We go down to the 20-yard line and had 3rd and 4, 4th and 4, and just didn't execute real well. We had a couple cutbacks on those. We just unfortunately missed. That happens. And didn't make it. They hit the long touchdown. We come back down and score, and then the next time we got the ball, we busted off the 50-some yard run or whatever, 40-some yard run, 50-some yard run, and unfortunately had a fumble at the end of that. So I thought we were starting to get some momentum, and I think every drive in the second half went in their territory as well. They made it hard on us, but I still thought with 4 downs, we were able to keep matriculating the ball down the field. We just didn't execute and in a timely manner in some of the ones that we missed, and we missed some of our shot plays as well.
Yeah, you talked about pressing a little more in situations like that. How much as the head coach, kind of being in a position as far as score wise that you haven't been yet this year, did that force you to press a little bit and call plays that
sure did,
that you're not normally forced to call, trying to make up a 14-point gap?
Yeah, and you're trying to hit a chunk play. And because all of a sudden when you're 14, they went up, they scored right before half, and then they scored the first drive, the second half on the 3rd and long, and so now we're down 21, and obviously we don't have an offense that is suited to being down 21. We want to grind the clock out and keep the game close, and I thought we did wear them down towards the end. Last drive of the game, we were starting to be physical, and that's what we do. We just got to keep ourselves within range. And not let it get out of range. It did. I told the kids, I said, put a lot of it on me. There's a lot of calls I'd like to have back. That second drive of the game, some of them, a lot of things I look on tape. Man, why didn't I see this quicker? So it's a learning experience for all of us. I'm still learning. It's the first time really I've called the offense in a close game, and kind of went back and self-scouted this week really hard, and scouted some of our tells, some of our what can I do better on third mediums to get us to third and shorts, and on second and mediums to get us third and shorts and stuff like that. So we'll get better from it. All of us, coaching staff, kids, everybody, and there's no shame. They're a top 2-3 program in the state. They're really good. They're ranked there for a reason, but definitely one we'd like to have back and get another shot at.
Yeah, what did the kids learn overall from it? We said it post game a little bit that a loss like that can almost be a little bit valuable in the course of a season to see how they respond and know that hey, there's going to be games like this. How'd the kids respond after their first loss of the year?
We had a really long film session on Monday and said, guys, we got to learn from this, and sometimes film where you can see yourself on tape and we can walk through it is a really valuable teacher, because even if we tell you something at practice, you can't see yourself doing it sometimes. When you're in the action, you don't have as clear a view. And so that's the good thing about film to me. And so I think our kids saw, man, we had a lot of plays there. We had, I think we counted 7-8 plays that if we cut back or if we just go to the right assignment, they're big, long plays. I mean, we were that close to breaking some really, really big ones if we just did what we were supposed to do. Nothing more, nothing less. And I think that's what we told them, like, guys, we don't have to change anything up. We're a good football team, and we're going to continue to be a good football team. We just got to clean stuff up. And some of the footwork habits, some of the stuff when we're physically overwhelming people that we got away with, I think we realized, hey, when you play a really good team and they bring their lunch pail to the game too, we got to step up our execution, because execution wins games like that, and winning the turnover battle, things like that. And so I think very valuable learning experience, and I hope we're going to come out better for it.
Yeah, well, good. So let's hear the winners of the awards each week. Did you remember them this time? Your hit stick. Who got the hit stick from
Mason
that game?
Melcher.
That was
he tattooed their quarterback pretty good.
Yeah. Like I said, we talked about it. I think it hit him hard enough that the refs just
they threw a
flags.
initially,
just assumed it was going to be a helmet to helmet or something,
Yeah.
And they picked him up, and it was a good clean hit. How about the practice jerseys of the week?
Practice jerseys of the week. Special teams jersey of the week was Grayson Mandel. Grayson did a great job. He filled a couple. He was really, really close on one of his. They kicked it short, and we've talked about, look, teams are going to see Johnny on tape, and they're not going to kick to him a whole lot. So we can use that to our advantage in a way. Get the wall set, be ready to go, because it's probably going to get kicked away from him. Very few teams are going to kick to him because they've seen what he can do with the ball in his hand in the open field, And so Grayson was really close. I mean,
was that the one when we were heading towards Liberty?
Yeah, he was a shoestring away. And we actually missed the block on the front line there. If we even touch him, he's gone.
Yeah,
because there was no one else there.
Yep.
They'd ran past. Those are hard. But he ran really hard. So I thought Grayson did a really good job there. I thought our practice player of the week was Trevor. Trevor brings it, man. He'll go in anywhere. Trevor Steinmates, he'll go anywhere, do anything practice wise. If he's not in varsity, he's not one of those that, hey man, I'm going to sit out and take a breather. He goes right over and wants to get in on scout team just because he loves football. And that's the kind of kid Trevor is his motor never turns off, and you can see that.
You can tell by the way he plays.
Yeah, he's awesome. I thought he was there. And then I thought, our MVP of the game was Easton Rector. I thought Easton played really, really solid up front. He graded out as our best O-lineman. He's really coming along. He's gotten healthier. We asked Easton to do a lot of things. We're going to have him blocking back again this week. We have some people out. Easton does a really good job of doing whatever we ask him to do, and I thought his footwork, his execution, his physicality. And then on defense, Easton's our one kid that's done a really good job of cleaning up piles. If Easton's running up on a play and they're not quite tackled yet and the whistle isn't blowing, he's going to stick his helmet in there and he's going to clean it up.
Yeah.
And we kind of got to have that little bit of nastiness. So I thought those kids did a good job, and we're looking forward to more things from them.
Yeah, so looking forward, got Hugoton Friday night, 3-2 on the year with wins against Ulysses, Nickerson, and Guyman, and their 2 losses to Colby and Cheney. What are we looking at going into Hugoton?
They were the rare team that they played Ulysses first game of the year, and Ulysses is actually running it's not quite the same, but a similar version of the single wing.
So they've seen something a little similar to
it. And they held Ulysses to 13. Ulysses is a 4A school. I thought they got after them pretty good, but they've seen it. But for us, it was kind of nice to see what a team did. How did they defend it? We don't get that very often.
Yeah.
And maybe they don't do the same thing. I could see teams trying to copycat what Cheney did because Cheney was so successful. But I could also see Hugoton.
You got to have that the talent and the players to be as successful. It's a little different.
Having 16-1, those guys sure helps.
Yeah.
So I could see him doing that maybe, but also saying, hey, we played a single wing team that was a 4A school earlier this year, and we held them to 13 points, and beat them. So we're going to stick with what we got. So they get out really low defensive line wise. They have a couple guys. Number 21 is probably their best D-ball player. Likes to set the edge. 21, 5, and 8. They have 3 backs and 3 people that they'll put in the backfield and throw bubbles to. They'll move them in and out kind of everywhere. Those are the guys they like to get the ball to. They run some counter. They run some kind of a funky half reverse, I guess I'd call it. That's a short reverse. That's probably their best play. They like to run in, when they get near the goal line inside the 20. It's kind of one of those that if you're not disciplined, they get you. It takes a little while to develop, though. They've got some athletes that can hurt us in the passing game, for sure. They've got some tall kids that can hurt us in the passing game. So I think we got to be disciplined again. And I think just like every week we talk about, we got to win the line of scrimmage.
Hugoton and Holcomb in the next week, both long road trips. Anything to learn from that Mission Valley road trip that will be helpful for these next 2 long road trips as far as preparation or mindset?
We brought that up tonight to the kids. After practice, I brought up, I thought we were really, really sluggish against Mission Valley. So we have got to come off the bus better when we play Hugoton and Holcomb. We've got to come off the bus and execute from the word go. A little extra motivation. Hugoton scheduled us as their homecoming.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So we're homecoming. Apparently, they're not even letting us warm up on the field before the game, because the activities at all. So use a little that stuff as whatever you need to use to get you going. So I think the next 2 weeks that's going to be important to set a tone quickly. As we've seen, we're an offense, we're a team. When we get out quickly, we kind of feed off that emotion. So I think that's going to be important next week. And we're going to stop at Meade halfway through, stretch our legs.
Get out, stretch. I remember we used to do that too. Yep.
But that's part of the game. And those road trips, we got to come out ready to play.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it. That's about all the football questions I got for you this week. And hey, I don't have anything hard hit. I didn't want to come out and roast you after your first loss of the year. So unless you got anything firing at me this week,
we do need to tell Cody. I mean, everyone's got to know that he turned the big 4-0 yesterday.
I did. I did turn 40 yesterday.
Big 4-0.
Yeah, I had to cancel on Brent. Had a big pizza party with the kids. I thought I was going to be home alone all night, and sure enough, the guys kidnapped me and took me to the casino.
Went and go break the Kansas Star Casino. See if we could
I needed to reload for next time we play cornhole.
That's right.
It didn't work. All right, the greenback question though. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It's time for How Well Do You Know Your Greenbacks?
Greenbacks. How well do you know your greenbacks? All right, this one I don't think
we do. Singing that?
Yeah, that was. You couldn't tell?
Good.
Yeah. Talking a little bit about district play. Districts came out today. Andale's in our district. They are on the current longest win streak in the state of Kansas with 30 wins. Do you know who their last loss was to?
Well, of course, 21-19 to the Pratt Greenbacks.
Pratt Greenbacks. There you go. I knew you'd get that one.
Yeah.
I knew you'd get that one. Hey, can I give a plug for the hats? Are they still for sale?
Sure. There's a few. We have a few left.
Okay. Well, I don't want to throw anything out there if it's people are gonna overload
it's
you.
Just when we're out, we're out.
Yeah. If anybody's noticing this hat, they're pretty sharp. Brent's got a few that he's still trying to get rid of. So either comment on wherever you watch this or Facebook or get a hold of Brent. Good looking new hats in stock. So
25.
Thanks, birthday present.
Yeah.
Thank you.
$25. So
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I got for you today. Looking forward to heading out to Hugoton. Should be a good Friday night. Get back in the win column.
We do want to give a play up, man. How awesome was our crowd? And last Friday night. It was awesome. The atmosphere was
homecoming.
Incredible.
It was
couldn't
fun
hear
to
myself
see.
think on the sidelines.
Yep. And there was a buzz all week and all game. People were there early tailgating. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Those big games are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, Coach. Appreciate you sitting down with me.
Yep.
We'll do it again next week.
Sounds good.
All right. We're out.